It was a quiet night in Moscow, Idaho. The kind of night where nothing happens, until it does. Inside this house, 4 students lay in their beds, unaware that a nightmare was about to unfold. By morning, the floors would be soaked in blood. The walls, silent witnesses to an unspeakable horror. And the killer? Gone without a trace. 10 p.m. The night begins like any other. Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan head to a local bar, the Corner Club, 1:45 a.m. They stop at a food truck, laughing, completely unaware that this is one of the last times they'll ever be seen alive. 2 a.m. Zana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin return home from a fraternity party. 2:30 a.m. Kaylee and Madison arrive home, calling it a night. 3 a.m. A shadow moves inside the house. 3:30 a.m. A door creaks open. 4 a.m. The screams begin, but no one hears them. Between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., something horrifying happened inside that house. 4 young lives were taken, but the details of how it happened, they're disturbing. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle, but inside, chaos. All 4 victims were found with multiple stab wounds. Blood seeped through the floors, staining the walls. The attack was violent, personal. 2 other roommates were inside, but somehow they survived, and new texts emerging details how terrified Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk were. It wasn't until nearly noon that the police were called, and what they found was beyond horrifying. At first, there were no answers, no leads. The town was in a panic. Who could do something like this? And were they still out there? Police analyzed hours of footage and discovered a mysterious white car circling the crime scene. The DNA from a knife sheath found near the bodies became a crucial piece of evidence. Then, in late December, a suspect emerges. A criminology PhD student, a man obsessed with crime. But was he a killer? Koberger was studying criminal justice at Washington State University, just 10 miles from the murders. His phone records placed him near the victim's house multiple times before the killings. And that white Hyundai Elantra, it was his. But the biggest question remains. What was his motive? Even with Koberger in custody, the mystery isn't over, because there are still things that don't make sense. Why did he leave the knife sheath behind? Did he really act alone? Why were 2 roommates left unharmed? What exactly happened in that house that night? His trial is set for this, and prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. But will we ever get the full truth? No one saw him enter. No one heard him leave. But what he left behind was a nightmare. What do you think really happened that night? Was this a crime of obsession, a planned attack, or something even darker? Let us know your theories in the comments. And if you love true crime, mystery, and horror, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.